Hey YouTube, what's going on? ZeroMagnumX here. So I'm super excited to bring you my second deck profile of the channel. The first was Dreadwing, and it was a neat in-between, you know what I mean? It had some concepts that I liked working with. It was fairly easy in budget to build. This is going to be a little bit more on the competitive side of things. It's going to be a little bit more consistent in what it's trying to do. So we have Major Soundwave here, and Major Soundwave is really neat, and I like the idea of the 4-wide team. I'm going on the limb that you who are watching this video know how to play the game because you're interested in the content. This was heavily inspired from Wreck and Roll and their deck that they use. So we're gonna go over with what I did and see if you like it. Alright, first we have Major Soundwave. He has 4 attack, 15 health, and 2 defense. Each of your spy patrols, which are these guys, not him, gain +1 defense. So it makes him a little beefier. And then on this side, he has 6 attack, 15 health, and 2 defense. Whenever he attacks, you untap all of your spy patrols, which is fun. Alright, we have Raider Ravage, who does nothing on this side, but has a 0 attack, 7 health, and 3 defense. On this side, you can tap him, do 1 damage to an enemy. If that enemy has 4 or more defense, do 2 damage to it instead. So really nice burn card. And then he has 3 attack, 7 defense, and 1 health on the other side. So he gets some attack points. Raider Laserback here says whenever you flip to this mode, draw a card, then you can scrap a card from your hand. So he loots. 0 attack again, 9 health in his case, and 2 defense. And on the flip side, he has 2 attack and 9 health and 1 defense, so his defense switches. You'll see that in some bots. Pierce 2 when he attacks, so his 2 damage will definitely be going through for that Pierce 2. That's what the spy patrols do. And then we have a 4-star Raider Detour. It has stealth while it is untapped, so if you want to attack with something else, they can't really try and go after him. And then on the flip side, scrap a blue card from your hand, draw 2 cards. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't get the untap when you attack with Major Soundwave, which would be nice. Should be like, ditch and draw, and then untap him for next turn, but we have no such luck. Now on to the main deck. If it stops sliding away. Okay, we have swap missions. As you had noticed, our cards like to flip-flop a whole bunch. We get benefits from tapping and untapping. Swap missions is a perfect card to allow us to keep doing that. Untap one of your tapped characters and then tap one of your untapped characters. So it lets us switch around what is tapped or not, and they are all blue icons. You'll see this is a mostly, if not an entirely blue base deck. 3 Infernal Breath. Tap one of your untapped characters that has 5 or more stars, which mostly, aside from Raider Detour, that counts, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And you do 3 damage to an enemy. So, just undisputed damage. We have Smelts, which allows us to say, hey, blow up one of your upgrades. It's pretty straightforward, pretty standard, and the green lets us switch to get it, so we can have that card immediately online. Then we have a Vaporize for the same notion, but that is we get to choose. Primary Laser, the 2 attack is helpful when we're playing with a bunch of small guys. We only do 2 of those though. We don't want to be over flooded with them, but it is a nice little, hey, here's 2 more damage. Brainstorm, especially since we're a defensive deck. This guy's probably self-explanatory. You can play an action, then you would play another action. We want to be able to do more things in a turn, like with our swap missions and different things. Calculated Strike, we only run 2 of that right now. It gives Pierce 2, so it's useful, and is a black icon, so we only want to run 2 of it. The bigger they are, very standard card for smaller decks like this. When one of your characters gets +2 attack, until in turn when stack gets up to more stars, there's Pierce 4. So, kind of punching through for some damage. Security checkpoint. This is a staple for, back out a little bit. Security checkpoint is a staple for blue decks. It's double blue pip, and then each player reveals their hand and they scrap all upgrades from it. We're not super heavy on upgrades, so it kind of helps us more than it would hurt our opponent. Battlefield report. Reveal whenever your character defends. Draw 2 cards and put a card from your hand on top of the deck. That can add some like nice double blue pips. And only 2 of those though. I feel like getting too many secret actions, we get away from what the deck wants to do. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Reinforced plating, tough 2. So we add 2 more flips to our defensive flips to keep our bots alive. Piercing blaster, one of the few white pips in the deck. Pierce 3. It's a little bit weaker of a bigger they are, but it helps out because Pierce stacks. Energon Axe for the same reason, but it has to be damage. 3 attack and then Pierce 2. Kind of rely on getting those buffs. Laser Cutlass. Put it only on characters that have 7 or fewer stars, so we can't target major Soundwave. But +1 attack and Pierce 3. So again, pushing for that Pierce damage, and hopefully doing like at least 8 Pierce to an opposing bot. Smoke Cloak. It gives us tough 1, which is okay, but it's a blue-black Pierce card in the deck to add to Pierce whenever we flip it over for attacks. So it's one of the most niche cards in the deck, but it's there to help. And then finally, 3 handheld blasters for the double blue pip. It has a bold 1. We don't really use it. We're going to try and get this on top of the deck as much as we can for the double blue pip, or it can be discard fodder to draw more cards. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this 4-wide Soundwave deck profile. He's really, really cool. So much so that I had to actually pick up the bot, who's really detailed and awesome looking, because of getting the deck. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this profile, and I will catch you next time. Peace and have a good one. Later, everybody.